Yes, sir. What up, what up, what up, what up? The ZoWhat morning show back in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what it is. Oh, oh, man, it's Shevitz. Do we have a show lined up for you today? We got work to do. We got a show lined up for you. All right. As you come in, I would like everybody to hit that like button. Like it up, like it up, like it up, like it, like it, like it, like it. And let me see if YouTube is signaling that I'm on live. Let's see. Am I on live? Yeah, let's see. Let's see. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Everybody get in here. Please hit that like button. Like it up. Like it up. Like it up. Like it. Is this the last ZoWhat show of the?
Well, next week I am not available to sit in this seat, but I can open up, so we can find a TD.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Next week too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. But next week would definitely be the last one of the year, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The 29th?
That's the 29th. Yeah. I want to know, guys, how was 2025 for you? It was crazy, right?
Roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster ride. And like a roller coaster ride, it was over just that quick. You know how the roller coaster do? Hey man, hey. Let me tell you something. Roller coasters move. You know what I mean? I hope everybody is doing well. Everybody get in here, tap, 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 tap. Hit that like button, hit that like button. Get us in the algorithm on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with this. We're going to do that again. We're going to try it again. We're going to create a goal. All right? We want people to get involved. All right? We're going to give you some shout outs. We just set a goal for 30. We're going to get about 400 people in here. We want 30 people to come in here. They said it was rough, it sucked. All right? We want 30 people to drop a 5 spot on today's show because I got a powerful show lined up for us. I hope you guys enjoyed our little surprise last week when we brought back the homies. They reached out and they wanted to come through. It's always good to see the homies Kev and Timmy Tight Top. I was doing a live on IG just before this show, and it was really cool. Jeff Brown jumped into the live. It was cool, and I just love to reconnect with the homies. But I got a lot to talk about today, and I need everybody in here to support this channel. You know how we do. We start off by supporting black-owned businesses. This right here, BCH&T, Bunna Coffee House and Tea, literally right downstairs in Inglewood, right downstairs from where we are right now in Inglewood. Let me tell you, man. Sisters, they own it, right, Mike?
Yeah.
And it's the bomb. This tea is crazy. Dr. Lytle's tea. Love supporting them. And they're in the same building as OneStream, right? In Inglewood, California. OneStream.tv. How did that commercial that we ran for you on KBLA, how did that work out for you? Really?
Visibility. Like I still get people tuning in or
Really?
email.
Yeah.
Overseas.
A lot of people overseas.
A lot of overseas. Like I'm like, where is that coming from?
Wow. Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love to see it, man.
So
I love to see it.
Worldwide.
Man, I love to see it, brother. I love to see it working for black folk. Also, people are getting some packages today. It was shipped out. We got some Monday folk getting some packages today. Houston, Texas, I ain't gonna say your name. Athens, Alabama, I ain't gonna say your name. Atlanta, Georgia, I ain't gonna say your name. Elmwood Park, Illinois, I ain't gonna say your name. Long Island City, New York, I ain't gonna say your name. We got 4 packages that are going out today, this week, and I'll be packaging up some more orders that came in last week. I hope everybody is doing well. You already know black-owned businesses are paramount here. We want to promote total package energy. We want every black-owned business to end the year strong. They can't end the year strong without your support. I want you to support. I want you to cash mob. Think about all of the money that white businesses are getting right now during this Christmas season. And you've heard the complaints about Christmas and commercialism and all of that. We make them rich through consumption. The real GDP counts on black folk too. You understand? A country's real GDP. We go out there, we get our little check, and we spend it on gifts. But my thing is, man, turn that faucet or that vacuum of consumption towards black-owned businesses sometimes. All right? Yes, it's good to get the high-end quality stuff that, white manufacturers approve of and make money and manufacture. But also support your local black-owned businesses. And Total Package Energy is one of them. And it's an easy substitute. Everybody hit that like button. We need everybody to hit that like button. Hit that like button. Only 39 people in here. YouTube, you tripping. Stop bullshitting with us, YouTube. Get them in here. I know YouTube is mad at me because I took the voice of reason over to TikTok. That's what it is. And we've gotten nearly 2 million likes in like a month and a half. People are liking the screen. The algorithm is popping. It's crazy on TikTok. YouTube, you got to catch up with their algorithm. You got to catch up. People are gifting. People are supporting over there. It's a good look. The only thing is, they're not calling like YouTube. YouTube, my people over here will call. Now, it's the same people that follow me over there, but for some reason, they forgot the phone number, right? But yes, please continue to promote black-owned businesses. If you're going to give money, like I said, it's an easy substitute. Don't drink Red Bull or C4 or any of these energy drinks that are owned by some other company. This is a black-owned business right here, FDA approved. If you're gonna do it, why not do it black? Consumption, right, is part of real GDP. And if black consumers consume black businesses, well, your money is like an investment into their business. You understand? You're consuming anyway. Why not consume products from your own people? This is why I'm always talking about Dr. Russell Harrison, right? Dr. Russell Harrison. Again, we laud Brother Sebi, as we should. I remember when Dr. Sebi was on the ZoWhat morning show. It was like 2015, 2016, something like that, 2017. 83 years old, just had a baby. Dr. Sebi was on my show and was giving up good game. Unfortunately, Dr. Sebi was called by, Source Energy to come on back home. He went home under some suspicious circumstances, but he went home. But that don't mean we don't still have elders in the community that should be lauded and respected to the same level as the good brother, Dr. Sebi. All right? and that's Dr. Russell Harrison. Dr. Russell Harrison lost his home at the beginning of the year, a year ago, in Altadena. Lost his entire herb business. He has since relocated and has slowly built himself back up. Again, please, please, please support the good brother, Dr. Russell Harrison. You go to russellherbals.com. Go to russellherbals.com. Continue to support. Also, if you're in the Los Angeles area and you're looking for a gym to work out at, this is the gym I work out at. It's black owned. The brother, football legend, you know, high school, college, huh?
Over there on Fairview?
Over there on Fairview, in the city of champions. When I tell you the brother is a real deal, the brother is the real deal. All right? Huff and puff. I want you guys to support that brother's work. He's at 1221 North La Brea Avenue, Inglewood, California, 310-677-7022. Huff and puff. All right? I want y'all to support him. I was in there today. The gym was it was crowded. It's a small gym, but I think it was crowded today because it was a Monday. A lot of folk were in there, but he has various times where people can come in, and it's such a quaint but effective, gym. Like I said, man, I'm in there and I'm getting my work in. I want you guys to reach out to the brother. His name is Rob, and I want y'all to go support. That's 1221 North La Brea, Inglewood, California, 90302. Again, I may have given the wrong number. I want to give the right number. Area code 213-909-4426. Please, please, please get with the good brother Robert Marshall. All right? He's a solid dude. I want y'all to support his business. And that's imperative to me that we do so. Now, he is risen. I'm making a post office run tomorrow. I got these 4 going out. Let's see. I'm just going to say the city. We got Houston, Texas. We got Mocha, Puerto Rico. We got Morrow, Georgia. And we got Dallas, Texas. Listen, if you want the Lazarus pill, if you want your member to wake up before you do, huh? Yeah, the Lazarus pill. Go to my website, MrZoWhat.com, MrZoWhat.com. Support. Go there now. Also, don't forget, we got a goal. All right, we got 76 people in here. Slowly, YouTube is letting my audience get notifications. Slowly. Don't forget, tonight, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580. It's going to be popping, all right? If you want your packages to go out tomorrow, with these packages that are going out tomorrow, order now, all right? I'm going to package up the rest of the packages that I got from last week, and they're going out with these packages. If you want your package to go out tomorrow, order now. MrZoWhat.com. Get the Lazarus pill. I'm calling it the Lazarus pill. It's probably called something different on my website. It's called RZN. He is risen. But me and nephew wants to change the name, so we're going to change the name to the Lazarus pill. Everybody hit the like button. We did Total Package Energy. We did Russell Herbals. We did the Lazarus pill. We did Huff and Puff. Hey, wait a minute. Do you still have the Christmas song by Belle? Let me just say this. Belle, I found out that Belle is something. Belle is something. She got records that I didn't know about. Her husband put me up on game today. Like, she done sang with J-Lo. She got Grammy nods. I said, wait a minute, hold on. I had no idea. All right. So Belle has a Christmas record that her husband sent me, man, that I thought was really dope. She is a singer songwriter for J-Lo, Miley Cyrus, or Miley Cyrus, Kanye. She's a Grammy winner. And her Christmas song is called Almost Lonely. It's a new single by Belle, Belle. I want everybody to go buy it. It's only $1.29. If we could get 100 people, 200 people to buy the record, I think that would be so cool. And she has records, man. She has records, other records. But I really want you guys to support this Christmas record because, you know, as a former A&R, I just simply believe that it was a good record. It was excellently executed. Play it real quick.
Felt like something was missing. I was sleeping on my own. It didn't feel like Christmas. It was getting close to the time of year to deck the halls and spread good cheer. I looked at the empty couch and fireplace and thought, there's gotta be a better way. Almost lonely to you. Almost lonely to you. Almost lonely to you. Almost lonely to you. Let's put up a Christmas tree. I want the lights to shine on you. I need your company. I know you're down to spend it too. It's not just that time of year. You're all I want when the snow appears. I used to have an empty couch and fireplace, but now there's gotta be a better way. Almost lonely to you. Almost lonely to you.
Is my mic on?
Almost lonely to
Let me just say, man. Some people would come in and be like, oh, that's some bullshit because that's Christmas. You supported Jake Paul. Listen, don't be mad at me because I call out the hypocrisy. You support all type of goofiness all year long. I play a Christmas record. Now all of a sudden you want to be Elijah Muhammad the 3rd. Elijah Muhammad the 14th. Elijah Muhammad X12.
But that song was rocking. I mean,
That's a
I'm
good
not
song.
into Christmas songs either.
Neither am I. I'm gonna be at the cigar lounge on Christmas.
You know, but I'm gonna download it and play it in my household.
Why not?
Because it's cheerful. It rises your temperature to a very good feeling. You
Yeah.
feel joyful. You're like rocking along,
And she
it's different.
Listen, she executed as a songwriter. Her vocals are powerful. She killed it.
Where can you find it?
Listen, let me see. She killed it, man. I don't know what to say. She killed it. Hold on, let me see what I got for you right here. Now, what I got, the link I got is, it's everywhere. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Google. It's on
song again. It's Christmas.
Almost Lonely. Almost Lonely by Belle. Belle. She got records though, man. Like Only You and I, Belle and Lennon Mercury, Viv Castle and Belle, Come My Way. She got records. And like I said, she's a Grammy winner. So this is not just a regular artist. I think she's amazing. I think you guys should support her. I mean, you support a lot of goofiness. Let's not, And let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. The ZoWhat Morning Show. I'm ready to act a fool. Are you ready to act a fool? Let's get it. Everybody get in there. Hit that super chat. If you want to support what we've been doing all year long, get in there right now. Hit that $ down at the bottom. We have a 30 super chat challenge. That's our goal. We're trying to reach 30 super chats. You can send it to my Cash App, which is on the screen right there, $ZoWhatNetter, or you can send it right here. There's a $ down at the bottom of the chat. Just drop a 5 spot to show your appreciation for all the content, all the information that we have laid out in front of you for the past year. And really, dating back to 2013, the ZoWhat Morning Show has been on fire, cooking, acting a fool. And we've been dropping a lot of jewels. Me and Jeff Brown was talking about that earlier today. But let me get right to it. All right, here we go. Let's talk about all the stuff that's going on. If y'all ready to. All right. So, I know you guys saw the fight. Let's just get right to it. I know you saw the fight. Jake Paul. And, of course, Anthony Joshua. I want to read people's thoughts. Before I tear into this, what are your thoughts on the fight? How do you feel about Jake Paul being allowed to get into the ring with an Anthony Joshua?
WWF?
The man came out in Hulk Hogan gear. He did. He had the whole, look, he got the Hulkamania, the shoes, the gloves. He had a Hulk. Hey, Chris. Shout out to Chris SG or Chris G 9055. He just dropped a 20 spot. He's our first super chatter of the day. Please follow suit. Follow Chris's lead. Support the channel. Show your love for what we've been doing all year long and longer. Please support. First off, yes, Hulk Hogan just recently died. But it's very Drake-ish of Jake, right, to rock a Hulk Hogan gear. And I'm going to tell you why. You're culture deaf. Black folk who you mimic, who you want to get next to, black folk who you're mimicking, where you get your swag from, and where you get your validation as a boxer from, right, don't really rock with Hulk Hogan. Even those of us who were raised on the WWE when we were children didn't really rock with Hulk Hogan after we found out how he felt about black folk. Now, some people gonna come and argue for Hulk and say, oh, well, he just had a moment. He really loves brothers. But listen, the real moment happens when you're in adversity. It was Bruce Pearl who I heard say that once to his team when he was coaching the team. My son's on that team at the time. He said, adversity reveals your real character. And when Hulk Hogan was under pressure, because his daughter wanted to date, right, a black man, it was N-word this, N-word that, N-word this, N-word that. So there's some cultural blindness, right? There's some incongruence. You want to line up with black folk to be validated by black boxers, right? Then you're going to jump in there with the Hulk Hogan gear on when you know a lot of us are on the fence about Hulk Hogan. All you got to do is go back to Hulk Hogan recently passed. Am I right? And a lot of black people was like, and so what? So you have to be culturally aware. Apparently he's not. He doesn't give a damn. And he comes out in the Hulk Hogan gear. Let me tell you something. White folk been doing this for years. Whether it's movies, music. Why are the Rolling Stones bigger than Little Richard and Sam Cooke? Why is Hall & Oates? And you say, oh, so you're playing the race card. No, I'm pointing out something. White artists can be inspired by black artists and then trump them in terms, oh, there's more white people in America. Okay. We don't want to go into all of the setbacks that black artists had to face. Right? Hey, man, if you want to sell records, we can't put your face on the cover. We got to put some white people on the cover. Y'all remember the black dude that gave Elvis Presley, right? You know, his whole set, he didn't give it to him. Elvis and them took it. All the mannerisms. No, Hall & Oates is fire. Hall & Oates to me is like Eminem, right? Eminem is respectful of the culture. He knows he's a guest. When you hear Hall & Oates talk about music, they talk about their influences. They be like, nah, man, woo. Even the Rolling Stones will say it, but the system wants to elevate, you know, the white acts. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. This is what this is. So you get around the black artists, you absorb their, you know, what they do, the methodology of how they do it. And because money is everybody's god in this society, the black artists will teach you. You paying? Oh, hell yeah. The black artists will jump right in and be like, let's go. I'll show you how to do this. You feel me? They'll tell you. Listen, y'all remember when Prince did that guitar riff? Gently weeps. My guitar gently weeps. And they did that, it was like a tribute or something. Let me tell you something, man. Read those damn comments and go back a few years. White people act like Muddy Waters, B.B. King, right? All these great blues legends didn't give birth to what you call rock and roll. Chuck Berry, right? Little Richard. All of these guys are the rock and roll guys. You guys stole it. And then when you see Prince on stage, you go, oh, I never knew he was such a guitarist. I didn't know he could play. And, you know, wow, I just thought he was a pop guy. I didn't know. And like I said, I had a conversation with a legendary rocker, Dave Navarro. This was the mentality in those comments. I said, Dave, where do you rank Prince on the list of greatest guitarists? He said, I don't rank him as a guitarist at all. What? This is why they was all so surprised on the guitar gently weeps. I don't rank him as a guitarist at all. I just see him as a musician. You know, he plays so many musicians, I don't know if you can call him a guitarist. What?
Big ass purple guitar in front of your face.
What? Like, huh? I don't. Dave Navarro told me that to my. You don't see him as a guitarist. I mean, no. He can play and all, but that's how they feel about black people playing rock music. As if they created rock music. You didn't create it. Ike Turner, Chuck Berry, exactly. You didn't create it, Dave. Hell, the Van Halen brothers had to hide the fact that they're biracial. Their mother was Filipino. Their father was some type of Austrian, European, German or something. But they never came out and said, yo, my mama Filipino. And you know, with the mitochondria DNA, you more of your mama than you are your daddy, boy. They not going to come out and say that. They were in a white music. It was white music. Rock and roll. Van Halen is one of my favorite rock groups of all time, by the way. But the way Alex Van Halen is playing the drums, you hear the funk. You hear the melanin. The drums was thicker than anybody's drums. Right? The guy who discovered them, Gene Simmons from Kiss, was like, when we first put them on tour with us, they blew everybody off the stage. Them guys are from Pasadena, the whole group. Van Halen from Pasadena, the whole group. Went to all the Pasadena schools. I think Van Halen brothers and the bassist, I think, went to Pasadena High. And I think David Lee Roth, the lead singer, went to John Muir High. Yeah, come on. But they don't want to give credit to where credit is due. Black people are the foundations of rock and roll. Black people are the foundation of gospel. Black people are the foundation of rhythm and blues. Black people are the foundation of ragtime. Black people are the foundation of jazz. Black people are the foundation of gospel. This is us. So then you get backhanded with it and you want to say, well, you know, black people are talented. They're natural-born entertainers. You know how mad I was? I worked for Madonna. You know how mad I was when I see Madonna with Michael Jackson? Mike, why her, dog? I knew her manager. Her manager used to manage you. He's the one who hired me. I get it. She's a big star. But Mike, you didn't need her at all. Creatively, artistically, vocally, nothing. Performance-wise, nothing. You didn't need nothing from Madonna. But, you know, you wanted a little bit of controversy and you got it. You went to the Oscars or some shit. And Prince hung out with her too. Like, for what? She's not going to add to your talent, but what she can do is learn your process while watching you, vibing with you. Get some of your energy. If these people used to eat us, I'm just pointing it out. Why are we so open to do business with people that used to have us on the menu? And if we know anything about generational curses and trauma, we understand that trauma, regardless of when it happens, affects the damn DNA. This shit is intergenerationally passed down. So how is it you can say, well, time has passed, I'm going to go kick it with the offspring of those who had me on the menu? Oh, that's racist. Is it? Have they fundamentally changed spiritually? That is a question for your ass. Have they fundamentally changed spiritually?
Not yet.
Look at the state of the country.
State of the world.
So I'm tying all this historical nuance to this one point that I'm trying to make here. And everybody, please hit the super chat or my Cash App. Don't leave me hanging. We only got 2. We need 28 more. Right? Support the channel in the waning weeks of the year. Don't just be in here getting this good game. But I'm finna lay it out for you on how it all ties back in to Jake Paul. Jake Paul is not a fighter. But he knew getting in the ring with a real fighter and I would even say Gervonta Davis or Anthony Joshua. But especially Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua is 6'6", 243 pounds, 36 years old. This is not a 59-year-old Mike Tyson who clearly is your friend and didn't want to hurt you. Because we saw the video of Mike Tyson. It is our addiction to drama. Some of us are applauding this like, yo, this was a good look because they made $90 million apiece. But let's be honest, you're degrading the sport. Can't let Floyd off the hook, though, because Floyd participates in this too. And maybe people are like, well, Floyd got a bag, let me go get a bag. And I'm not here to disrespect anybody. Floyd Mayweather, in my opinion, and many other people believe this, I think Michael Jai White said this, and I agree 100%, is the most advanced boxer we have ever seen. More advanced than Bud. I love Bud. Bud's one of my favorite, but more advanced than Bud. And Bud was honest about it and said he would give me problems. It's his mind, his adaptability. You're fighting one fighter in the first 4 rounds, and then in the next 4 rounds, you're fighting a different fighter, and then the next 4 rounds, you're fighting a third fight. Like, Floyd, definitely one of the most advanced. But in terms of just money over everything, in terms of just, oh, yeah, I'll fight this Japanese kid, or I'll fight whoever, and I'll make $100 million. And I'm saying good for Floyd. Make the money. But also in setting up these deals, we really got to look at integrity. Does this erode the integrity of the game, of the sport? And again, to me, the Jake Pauls of the world started in YouTube. These guys are following a template that was already laid out before to say, oh, okay, let me start taking it serious and start training, and then I'll get in the ring with somebody else. Can you play this clip? Look at that. Look at that. $93,000 per second, $5.5 million per minute, $16.5 million per round. And I know for a fact that man said to himself, I don't know for a fact, I'm assuming. That man said to himself, I don't mind getting knocked out by Anthony Joshua for $100 million. I don't mind. And it legitimizes me. What legitimizes me? Guess what? I hung in there. That's the narrative his brother is saying. Yo, he was in there for 6 rounds. And do you see what it's proximity to your greatness. And if they can have a moment where you don't look great, they get to say, see, I'm on par. Madonna, oh, I went to the Oscars with Michael Jackson. He was my date. Nah. People want to be in proximity to divinity. And the closest thing to divine is black men and women on this planet. I'm sorry. They say, oh, that's racist. Was it racist when you went into countries all over the world and subjugated people and raped them? These people are so meek and docile. They are perfect to be slaves. That's what Columbus said. That's what a lot of foreigners who came from Spain and Portugal and the UK and France and all these places to the New World, they said, these people are so docile and meek and kind, they would make perfect slaves. So now you're mad at me because I'm saying these people just want proximity to greatness. Let me get next to you, because by being next to you, I am now associated with you. I'm an accomplice to greatness. I was in the studio when Prince made I Was Your Girlfriend. Really? Do you see what I'm saying? They just want proximity to divinity. Let me show you something. Play that Ali clip. I'm going to show you. This is exactly what I mean.
What I saw was pretty extraordinary. I saw a man they called the Bayonne Bleeder who didn't have...
And while he's doing that, hey, please go to my Cash App. Support, support, support. We need every bit of support y'all could do. If that's purchasing the Lazarus pill, please go do that. Listen, if that's getting a book, go to my website, MrZoWhat.com. Support, support, support. Don't let this year go by without you guys pouring into my business as well. Let's get it.
A chance at all against, the greatest fighting machine, supposedly, that ever lived.
Downstairs, tries to get through with a left jab to the face. Good combination of punches. There's a good combination. Another 3-4 punches to the face of Wetner. But Wetner not visibly shaken as he continues to come in. This man does not back up. Don't underestimate the courage of Chuck Wetner. Don't underestimate the toughness of Chuck Wetner.
For one brief moment, this supposed stumble bump turned out to be magnificent in the fact that he lasted and knocked the champion down.
Of Muhammad Ali, and what a surprise! Chuck Wetner gets to the body of Muhammad Ali.
I said, boy, if this isn't a metaphor for life, his entire life crystallized at that moment. He will be remembered for all eternity. He did something extraordinary. I said, now that is probably what I need as a catalyst for an idea. A man who's going to stand up to life and take one shot and maybe go the distance.
It might have been AI, but the story is true. A young Sylvester Stallone was in the audience when a dude who had no effing business was granted access to fight the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. Chuck Wepner was a bouncer at a club. They called him some type of Boston bleeder or something like that. And because Ali was strapped for cash, he had already gone through his trials and tribulations. He gonna take the money because the promoter gonna give him some bread to feed his... This is where the story Rocky comes from. Sylvester is in the crowd. He's a young actor. Chuck Wepner is the damn inspiration for the movie Rocky. And in Philadelphia today, there is a statue of Rocky, but not one of Joe Frazier. Do you see what I'm saying? He said, oh my God, you hear the commentator, right? The commentator's like, you never underestimate the courage of Chuck Wepner. Just because he was lasting with Ali. The determination of Chuck Wepner. Chuck Wepner is a regular white man. Same metaphor Chris Rock said. I'm Chris Rock, but next door is the dentist. Uber, high-level, exclusive neighborhood. All you got to do is be a dentist. You get what I'm saying? I want y'all to look at this critically. Ali didn't have to fight that man. Ali didn't have to grant that man an audience. White folk been faking royal this whole time. When you're in the presence of Her Majesty, don't look directly at her. Don't talk to her unless she comes and initiates contact with you. But don't ever touch her. What? Proximity to divinity. He get off a lucky punch. If you watch the fight, I've watched it a few times. He hits Ali in the side, and Ali, always a backpedaler kind of fighter, trips over his own foot and falls. Oh, he did it! He knocked down the greatest! A regular white dude, a bouncer at a... Proximity to divinity. At one point in time in Ali's history, he was considered the most famous man on the planet Earth since Jesus. That's a fact. Lauded, revered, respected. And then a regular white boy bouncer from the Northeast punches him in the side. He trips over his own foot, falls, and now the birth of Rocky. I'm upset with Mike Tyson for taking that money. Listen, I don't know his financial situation. Take the money. That's your friend. Take the money. But what about the integrity of the sport? This kind of stuff degrades the sport. I can argue for Ali because he was broke then. They cut off all of his resources. He had to take those fights. Ali was fighting with, what was it, Alzheimer's or dementia? He was still fighting. Shouldn't have fought Larry Holmes. Shouldn't have fought Trevor Berbick. Shouldn't have had any of those fights. But he had to fight because he needed the bread. I don't know Mike's situation. I'm not counting his pocket, but did you need that money? Look at all the stipulations. If you knock me out, that's alleged. If you knock me out, you won't get as much money. If I survive, I get to survive proximity to greatness. Let me survive in the ring with you. Proximity to greatness. Because if I survive, you see what they were saying about Chuck Wepner. Listen, they've been looking for the great white hope, right? Ever since Rocky Marciano. Am I lying? They've been looking for somebody to stand up and be like, yo, this is him. And we eat it up. We eat it up. We got another clip. Play this other clip. I want you to see this. Watch this. This is going to drive it home.
Joe Louis was an American icon. Victorious in his first 27 fights, the Brown Bomber quickly rose to heavyweight champion of the world. His 1938 knockout of German Max Schmeling, who represented Hitler's Aryan ideal, earned him the admiration of millions of Americans.
Is watching carefully. Louis measures him right to the body, a left hook to the jaw, and Schmeling is down. The count is tied.
Right after Pearl Harbor was bombed, Joe had a title fight where he donated his fee to Navy War Relief.
Well, I'm not working for nothing. I'm working for my country, and I think that's about the greatest piece of work that anybody can do.
Well, I certainly agree with you for that, but you're turning over an awful lot of money.
Well, we all turn over a whole lot for this country at this time.
Joe volunteered for the segregated army and defended his title while in the service, this time donating his normal fee to Army Relief.
I'm only doing what any red-blood American would do.
Since the checks were in Joe's name, the IRS taxed him on their full amount, even though he never saw a penny of it. At the end of the war, Joe was awarded the Legion of Merit. But what most people didn't know was that the IRS was charging him $50,000 a year in interest alone on his debt. When Joe's beloved mother died, leaving him $600, the IRS immediately seized it. They also confiscated all of his children's trust funds. Joe was forced to continue fighting until he was 37 and out of shape, just to pay off his ever-mounting debt to the IRS, which grew to $1 million, $100,000 a year just in interest. At the end of his life, Joe was forced to become a greeter at a Las Vegas hotel just to make ends meet.
It was a shameful thing to see a man like him, great fighter, great human being, being humiliated and destroyed in this manner, because after all, when you owe Internal Revenue money, no matter what you have, they take away from you. And they took a lot away from Joe Louis.
His German opponent paid for his funeral. Quincy Jones told me that what's the guy? Old Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was in Vegas during those times and would give him money and put him up and took care of Joe. This man donated his money only to be taxed on his money. And then on top of that, his management was robbing him. He had to fight, like Ali later on. Ali would call him a coon because of his patriotic nature. You heard him say, he said it, any red-blooded American would do what I did. Yes, he had a patriotic streak, and he was pro-government, and he was pro-whatever. Ali and them called him a coon. Coon or not, did he deserve that? A legend. Reduced to a Walmart greeter at the casinos. Had to fight up until 37 because of the debt. They didn't put that in that his manager robbed him, who was also a white man. I'm not here to say if Ali was right or wrong. What I'm saying is we oftentimes take so much umbrage in putting another brother down. I don't have to agree with you. But what I won't do is try to publicly shame you. That's narcissism shit. When you study narcissism, one of their tactics for breaking you is smearing your name. And I'm not saying Ali was a narcissist. I'm just saying this society is filled with narcissistic tendencies, man. Sometimes, man, hey, man, let that man make the decision he made. Let that man rock and roll the way he rock and roll. And, hey, that's a brother. Let me just move back. I might not agree with him. And if I don't agree with him and we're peers, then maybe we could talk behind closed doors. But the public disrespect, nah, man. That man paved the way for a lot of fighters. And some fighters might even argue in reverse and say, I'm taking these fights because of people like Joe Louis. If I can get 100 million, I'm going to get 100 million. Even if it's an exhibition, even if it's goofy, even if I shouldn't even be in there, I'm going to do it. I love the fact that Floyd is a billionaire. I love the way Floyd took control of his career. 100%. Wait, what? Bob Arum, what is it, 700,000? Bought himself out of his contract. I love that about him. And then became Money May. And people be like splitting hairs. Oh, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money Mayweather because he was older. Wrong. He was smarter. If you're watching boxing, if you understand it, young Floyd was amazing, offensively and defensively, but he took more chances. Right? He was a prodigy as Pretty Boy. He was a straight prodigy. He was still one of them fighters you can't really train. You can't really, he's a prodigy. That isn't to say his uncle and his dad didn't do a hell of a job bringing him up. That's not to say that. But by the time he becomes Money May, he's more efficient. He's not taking, like when you see, who was the guy? Choppy caught him with a few good punches. Floyd was with the smoke when he was younger. He was open for some of that stuff. Listen, man, when he becomes Money May, you gotta go through all the videotape to find a clean punch on him. That's why they make such a big deal when Maidana hit him, when Sugar Shane hit him, because it was rare that he got caught flush. You can see him getting caught. He got caught by that, who's the kid that he had to fight twice? Because they said the first one, maybe he didn't win. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the Latino kid. And then the second time he washed him. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? Early on, Pretty Boy, although his defense was fire, he could still get caught. But when you're looking, man, it's like looking at Jordan. When Jordan was like, all right, I don't have to take off from the free throw line all the time. I'm just going to start cooking y'all with this mid-range because it's unstoppable. This turnaround mid-range is unstoppable. We're shooting over 50% from the midi. I'm just going to cook you at the elbow free throw or the baseline. You're just going to get cooked. Nah, I wasn't a Latin dude because Canelo didn't touch him, and he was 36 years old. So listen, I'm saying all of that to say I love Floyd. And I love him for making the money he made. Yes, Jose Luis Castillo. They said, oh, he beat Floyd the first time. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Floyd had a couple of ways. Floyd was like, all right, you want to brawl? That first time it was more of a brawling kind of situation. Floyd could do that. Floyd was great off the ropes. He was great catching you in between shots. You on the ropes throwing all this, he ducking, he dodging, he got the shoulder roll, and you're boop, uppercut, boop, right hand. You catching it from Floyd. He was to me, it's warranted when he says TBE. But what I'm talking about is giving these guys who really shouldn't be in the ring is proximity to divinity. Look at what happened, man, to Ali. Look at what happened to Joe Louis. So again, white boy put himself in harm's way and got $90 million for it. And now his brother is out saying, man, he was winning those fights. He was winning those rounds until he got tired. His brother is literally pushing that narrative. And it's the exact same narrative that they push for Chuck Wepner. The determination of Chuck Wepner can't go unnoticed. The courage of Chuck Wepner. Oh, God, he knocked Ali down. That's like knocking a god down. Why do you give them the opportunity to stand on the same platform as you? Money. Money is the only answer. Am I off, Mike? Am I talking crazy?
No.
Jake Paul has jaw surgery, teeth removed, following Anthony Joshua's KO. Boxing fans were gifted an early Christmas present, December 19th. Damn, this is USA Today. When Jake, the problem child, Paul, faced off against former two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, and Paul was knocked out in the 6th round. While Paul did last much longer, you see, that's the narrative. If I can last, that means there's validation, right? That means I did better than I thought. Right?
I get in the ring with Jake Paul and see if I can last.
Jake Paul has been training for 5 years. So he's got 5 years of good training. But that 5 years, in comparison to Anthony Joshua, who is an Olympic champion, two-time undisputed heavyweight champion, it looked like no time. You see him falling around, grabbing his legs, running. Started off running. Oh, I'm running. Again, even if he gets a jab off, a good jab, like, oh, look, it's possible. While Paul did last much longer in the ring than many expected, the result was still the same, a devastating loss on Paul's resume. However, that wasn't the end of it. After the fight, Paul revealed that he had suffered severe damage, including a fractured jaw, broken in 2 places. The YouTube star turned boxer did manage to keep his sense of humor even after the injuries, joking on social media, "Give me Canelo in the next 10 days." This is the highest form of clout chasing. I get credibility, validation. Clout is validation. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that story. I hope you guys learned from that story. Hey, LA Lex, 7, thank you. We got 7 on the super chat. We got 7 on the super chat. 7 out of 30. Can I get you guys to ramp it up on just a baby $5 donations? We're not asking you to break the bank. We know it's Christmas, but support the channel, support the channel, support the channel, support the channel. Can we get that? You can also go to my Cash App. Right? You can go to my Cash App. My Cash App is $ZoWhat Netter. Let's get back to the stories. All right. Dave Chappelle. Did anybody see the special? Anybody see the special? Did anybody see the special? I did. Did you see the special?
I fell asleep on it.
Was it funny?
I guess the first 10 minutes wasn't. First 10, 15. I was tired of it. Did you see it?
I did.
What'd you think of it?
Let me say this. Dave Chappelle is evolving into something bigger than a comedian. Like an academician, like a scholar, a historian. Like he's pushing the envelope. Was it hilariously funny? No. But it was substantive. And what he reveals, because he had moments where it was funny, but what he reveals is this opiate that we're addicted to. We can't consume meaning unless it's entertaining.
That's true. We need some apple juice with our medicine.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm pointing that out because that's important. Right? We gotta laugh while learning. We gotta be entertained while learning. That's some kid shit.
But isn't laughter opening us up and it's allowing us to digest the trauma a little bit better?
Sure, but it's spontaneous. That's something you can't plan. And you're trying to make it into a system of, well, a little bit of laughter, a little bit of this. A little bit of laughter, a little bit of medicine. Sometimes it just doesn't work that way.
But isn't that what PE was great at?
PE in school?
Public Enemy.
No.
Flavor was the comic relief?
No, he was the coon. No, literally. Like, he was representing what was wrong with Black America. That was his role. And he was opposite of Professor Griff. So, when you look at, this is how they set up the group. When you look at Flav, this is the wild, undisciplined Negro that needs to be cleaned up. The end result of that was Professor Griff, the leader of the S1Ws. And that was the metaphor that Public Enemy was sending. But if you look at their symbol, Public Enemy is basically saying, all black men are in the crosshair, though. Mm-hmm. It don't matter if they're this guy, the unclean, undisciplined, wild. Your mother got a rip in her couch, you know, that guy, or S1W, Step. It doesn't matter. You could be the DJ, right? Terminator X. You're all in the scope, right? So sometimes, and I believe this to be true, the way he tied in the Mann Act with Jack Johnson, white heavyweights, we back in boxing, white heavyweights didn't want to fight nobody black. And it was a Canadian who said, nah, if I'm the champion of the world, I'm fighting everybody. And he is the one who extended an offer for Jack Johnson because boxing was segregated. I don't want to tell it. Go watch it. He ties that in from the early 1900s to how the Mann Act was used, right, to imprison Puffy. The Mann Act is still on the board. It's still on the deck. It's still on to this day. Now, I will say this, and this is where the pushback comes from me. Friends of mine are saying, Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. You know, he's the greatest of all time. No. Richard Pryor is still the greatest of all time. Because what Richard can do better, to me, than Dave is mix humor and serious commentary. Like, Richard was better at that than Dave. You're going to be laughing. I was listening. Let me see if I still got it up here. I was listening on the way over here to Richard Pryor talking about his cocaine use. That shit, I don't know if he was drunk, but you can tell because he's slurring a little bit. One thing about Rich did what comedians don't do, and that's tell the truth about himself. Mm-hmm. Like, we got comedians who tell the truth about the world, about everything else. Rich put himself on the barbecue. When Rich is doing that set and he talking about, I'm not hooked, and the pipe is talking to him, come on, Rich. Nobody understands you like me. Don't sit me down, Rich. You've walked too far away now. Get back over here, Rich. He was like, man, I was telling him, I'm not high. I'm not addicted. What the fuck? I'm good. He said, you should start seeing little things. Man, don't you got your own shit? Why you over here puffing off mine? He was like, little things. The pipe is talking to him. If you drop me and break me, you won't be able to find another one at this time in the morning. Like, this shit was fucking hilarious. Then he brings in Jim Brown. Jim Brown comes in like, yo, the only friend he got that won't tell him to stop smoking while at the same time asking for a hit. He said that was his only true friend. Motherfucker came in there like, hey, man, what you gonna do? You gonna go to the hospital with me or what? He said, I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. To me, you ain't no goddamn movie star. You know, that was some of the realest, most visceral shit. And it was funny, and it's sad, it's painful. You know this is really this motherfucker's life. And he making you laugh about it. He said, man, the dope dealers was like, come on, nigga. Nah, I don't want to sell you no more, Rich. Fuck. Just snort the cocaine. He talking about doing freebase. Man, just, okay, I'll snort it. Well, how much you need? Give me an ounce for the weekend. No, he said, give me a kilo for the week. A kilo, nigga. Rich, man. So no disrespect to Dave. Dave is amazing. You know, Dave is provocative, no holds barred. Dave ripped Bill Maher, Charlie Kirk. He talked about Sean Diddy, a lot of people. And the way he talked about Sean was, he saved my life. Remember I got attacked at the Hollywood Bowl. He said I guess there was baby oil on the stage. And that's why my security guards was slipping. Huh. and, you know, he said Diddy saved him. But he talked about the comparison between Charlie Kirk and MLK, and he was like, no. And I believe, and you're right, Van Glorious 87, the Chappelle Show followed the very format of the Richard Pryor Show. Richard is the godfather of that. Yes, I 100% agree. You know, another really funny moment when he's talking about how he basically bought up all of, you know, his, you know, neighborhood in Ohio. And he was like, there's a word for it where black people are from. It's called gentrification. But what is the word for what I'm doing to them? He said, I don't know. You know, that was funny. He had moments that were funny, but to me, the free speech, surveillance and power, celebrity and media critiques, I mean, it was all very, very dope. The Jack Johnson, you know, provided a deep dive into the life of the first black heavyweight champion, discussing the Great White Hope. We're still talking about that right now. You know, that narrative and how the Mann Act was weaponized against Johnson because Johnson liked white women. So Congress created the Mann Act to prevent him from crossing state lines with white women. So that became it's illegal for black men to cross interstate lines if you're in an interracial relationship. That's how they got him. And then that damn Richard Pryor show was crazy. The TV show, people said, oh, you know, Dave is the GOAT. Nah, Dave is from that lineage, though. I got to give him that. He's from that lineage. Not quite as funny as Rich, but from that lineage. And again, I'm tying to me, Dave Chappelle's Unstoppable Nigga, because that's the name of this. I'm tying him in with Kendrick. You just got all kind of pictures. You don't know what you want to put up. Just
I hit the wrong button.
You got everything up, brother.
No, that was my bad. I don't know how. My elbow.
Right. I'm tying Dave in with Kendrick. This Dave special was like a GNX album. Stories, metaphors. And the reason why I say that, because now I have to ask this question. Was Kendrick right when he said, let the party die? Because now we're starting to see this movement, fuck the streets movement. Right? Are we not? Are we not? I think now is a time for us to turn our back on the gutter underbelly of black community. Right? We have highlighted that part of our society long enough. We have highlighted the trauma. Trauma is not something that you could just talk about. Let me just be honest. Oh, hold on. Let me do this. Hey, man, can y'all go and support my brother Truemonger? Go to TrueMongerBrand.com. That's TREWMONGER brand.com. Truemonger is in our chat right now. Been rolling with the ZoWhat show for the longest. He's got shoes. He's got merch. I just want y'all to support. All right? I want y'all to support. So now people are saying there's the death of trap music. Right? The trap house, the dope house. I'm telling y'all, with the advancement of technology, there will be a degradation of spiritual awareness. Why? Because technology makes your life easier. That's what it's for. If you understand anything about economics, education and technology, that's going to boost the real GDP, the gross product, or the gross domestic product. Why? Because it makes easier the manufacturing process. Do you understand? So technology is moving, and it's making shit easy, accessible. What was once difficult is now being computed by something else. You got brain power for something else. But because you're not using that brain power, nobody taught you how to use your brain power. If you don't use it, you lose it. You're watching little kids they got their iPads at a very young age, and they're looking at the iPad, and next thing you know, like my granddaughter, they're wearing glasses at 7. This is happening. Right? This is happening. What this society is barreling towards is metrics over meaning. Whenever you're dealing with meaning, you're dealing with spirituality. You're dealing with contextual understanding, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You're dealing with a contextual understanding of things. The multiplicity of perspective, and all of them are respected. That's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with wisdom. Yes, from this angle it could be this, from that angle it could be that, and each angle is equally correct depending on where you're standing, depending on what your circumstances is, right? Spirituality is a holographic, multi-dimensional perspective. Technology is shutting off those areas of the brain because you're not using them. It's been passed on. It's been outsourced to technology. So what happens when the world, I said it before, like what happens when the world can no longer afford to pay you or put you to work? They're going to say, oh, money doesn't matter. Well, if money doesn't matter, then what will? Are you going to start from ground zero to make matter, to make whatever matter matter? No, it's got to be a part of you genetically. You have to be practicing what matters now. And you can't make money matter more than anything. And that's what's going on. And I'm starting to see it. We got the YNs running wild. Yeah? Because of money. The same thing that caused Ali, man, I got to take this fight. Fuck. I got to take this fight. I'm 37. I'm not mentally right. By right, no doctor should allow me to fight. I got to take this fight. Or 37-year-old Joe Louis. Fuck. The tax is on me so tough. Damn. Fuck. I got to take this fight. Knowing I shouldn't be in this fight. And guess what? The fights are counting. Going against his record. Well, it's another loss for Joe Louis. Not the same as it used to be. See what I'm saying? We got to consider, and I'm not on no racist shit. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm saying if you know somebody is willfully trying to take advantage of you, and to me, that's what them Jake boys did. They done built a empire. Him and Anthony Joshua split 180-something million, 184 million, 92 million apiece, something crazy. Well, Joshua's going to benefit from that more so than, or Jake is going to benefit from that more so than Joshua, because Joshua got taxes. He got to pay American taxes, and then I'm sure he has to pay UK taxes. It's going to be deep. They're going to dig deep into that. Like, how is it that this industry could exist? You got guys like Steph Curry, Dame Lillard. They come from smaller schools that they call mid-majors. And typically, the excuse for the mid-major is, oh, you guys are in a mid-major conference. And really what mid-major only means is y'all don't have a football team. Right? That's the old school term of what it meant. It just means your brand isn't as big as other brands in other more famous conferences. But usually that was an excuse to say, well, if you played in those conferences, you probably wouldn't be the player that you are in this conference. That was one of the knocks on my son. Like, oh, you played at, yeah, you started at Auburn, but you were hurt at Auburn. But, you know, you went to Fresno State. They got all of these stipulations for why they're not letting you in, but then this guy can create this lane into boxing. How's that even possible? So again, money rules everything. Whether Kendrick Lamar was right about the death of trap is complex. He pointed to a decline in lyrical depth, meaning excessive commercialism, and a loss of artistic integrity. I've been talking about integrity this whole damn time. Right? Integrity for the sport of boxing. Integrity for the sport of music. Or for the music game. Integrity, right? And we'll all sell our soul and our assholes for the right price. And that's the sad part. But Kendrick dropped that record last summer sometime, or a little bit after last summer. Watch the party die. Right? A loss of artistic integrity in mainstream hip-hop, especially favoring algorithmic music. What is algorithmic music? The reason why it takes forever to get, we got 75,000 subscribers. The reason why it takes forever to get 30, 40 people in here is because we're not in the algorithm. What's in the algorithm? Drama, trauma, pain, hurt, messiness, competitiveness, tearing each other down, disrespecting each other, bum fights, hood shit, naked women, OnlyFans. This is what's in the algorithm. It's trauma porn, right? Especially favoring algorithmic music, a sentiment many listeners shared, but trap music itself didn't die. It just shifted, right? With his legendary feud with Drake signaling a realignment towards lyricism and away from melody-driven hits. It doesn't have to be away from it, but I get it. Away from melody-driven hits, making his critique feel almost prophetic, right? But let me just say this. Quincy Jones would say it all the time. The man spoke in melodies. If you had a chance to sit with Q, he'll tell you immediately when he wants to get to what this meeting is about. One of the things he would say all the time was, "What's the melody, man? Like, what are we talking about? What's the melody?" If you look at the construction of the 3 albums he did with Mike, killer songs, melodies, vibes. Hey, man, listen, man. That bass line has to be consistent, you know. That's the foundation, you know. That's got to be consistent, you know. But then on top, man, every 2 to 4 bars, you throw something else in, and then you get us back to the mainland, and then that's 8 bars, and then you switch it up, man. On the top, man, the melody can change and shift, you know. Listen, that's the fluid part, you know.
That's the way he talks, man.
But do you get what I'm saying? Melody with meaning. That's your Thriller album. Melody with meaning. You say, what do you mean with meaning? Oh, you get the greatest fucking musicians in jazz in the world to do this. Let's focus on this. And we want the Dom Perignon creme de la creme of musicians on Michael's beatboxing tapes. I want the bass line to go boom, boom, don't ga dum boom, boom, don't bang on boom, boom. Now the don't bang on is important. Don't bang on boom, boom, don't bang on. Then you get the greatest bassist. Boom, 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 bang, boom, boom. Nigga. Meaning. Art. Yeah. I want this other beat to go. Ding 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 ding. Get your ass in there, man. Like, what? That's what this is. It's art. And before Q died, he told me, he said, man, hip hop is amazing. He said, it's just missing composition. He said, there's only a few people out there, man, that's bringing composition. He said, Dr. Dre, he's composing. He said, Quick, composing. Like, that's what it is. You got to up the level, the quality in shit. When you listen to that To Pimp a Butterfly album, you hear compositions, not just loops and samples. And I said it before. Hip hop, the artists they got to learn how to. Quincy says it rough. He says, "Man, shit, man, you know." The job of a good producer, you know, is, you know, he's got to pick the right song. I don't give a damn if you wrote it, you know. He said, but artists, they love their babies, man. They don't want to abort them. What? He said, yeah, those songs are their babies, you know. They love everything they write, you know. Shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, so again, we're entering a new era in 2026. Meaning is coming back. That's why I went on a tangent about melody-driven hits. There's nothing wrong with melody-driven hits, man. Luther was a melody-driven hit. 30 for 30 was a melody-driven hit. Again, but always infuse meaning. Always. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these guys did. That's what Prince was doing. You understand? So, again, that Watch the Party Die was a critique of commercialism. The party dying. He spoke of watching the party die, suggested a need to cleanse hip-hop of negative influences and a yearning for substance, resonating with fans tired of repetitive themes, money, clothes, and hoes. All of this shit looks hella prophetic, right? Diddy goes to jail. Like, not to say that he spoke of that. You know, the Drake beef was a turning point. Their intense rivalry, you know, kind of exposed, you know, the melody heavy trap influenced music, and it highlighted a shift, right? Kendrick won, and it's kind of like, man, what Kendrick on? Let's talk about something. And you know what I don't like about this society? People they have intelligence and spirituality fatigue. This every now and then we need some fuck shit, some goofy ratchet shit, right? Ah, shit. Am I lying? MJ, Stanley, Jeffrey, Sion, Nasheed, Vanessa, Lloyd, Eddie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 Cash Apps. We got 8 Cash Apps and 8 Super Chats. That means we're at 16. Listen, can I urge you guys to go to my Cash App so we can get to 30? We asked for 30. It's 240 people in here. We asked for 30 people to show up and support. Hit that $sign down at the bottom of the chat. Drop a 5 spot or send it directly to my Cash App. My Cash App is $ZoWhat Netter. $ZoWhat Netter. All right, let's get to it. Nick Reiner, son of Rob Reiner, diagnosed with schizophrenia weeks before murders. Medication made him erratic and dangerous, according to the New York Post. I was a kid. I was raised on All in the Family, right? And, you know, All in the Family, the Jeffersons, Fred Sanford, Big Rock Man, 991. If you already did that, you ain't got to say it. You ain't got to say you did it if you already did it. Thank you, though, brother. Big Rock Man, 991. But I was raised on these shows. And what's interesting about Rob Reiner's character, I just knew him as Meathead on the show. That's what Archie Bunker would call him, Meathead. Yeah, he was very liberal, even before I knew what liberal was. You know, and from what I understand, he evolved into a real life version of the character he played. He truly believed in liberal ideas, and pursuits in real life. Had a lot of great movies, a lot of great films. And I don't want, listen, I always got to point things out the way they are. Like, this is sad because who wants to die at the hands of their own child? Nobody wants that. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You know, what up, TCM Daddy 2? Thank you, sir. We appreciate the support. Right? I wouldn't wish that on nobody, man. Like, my kid come kill me? Nah. But I just feel like sometimes white folk got a problem with white criminality. They don't get drugged through the media in quite the same fashion as black criminals. And then there's always some type of, something was wrong. And we just found out that he had schizophrenia. And my question is, if it's equal, if this is a society based on equality, then there has to be equal representation in the media. White criminality, whether it's induced by, if we're going to give a pass to mental illness, that pass should be extended to every race. We shouldn't, look at a white person who suffers from schizophrenia and got the wrong medication with empathy, but still see a black man or woman with schizophrenia that got the wrong medication that killed somebody. Do you understand what am I talking about, Zo? Let me point it out for you right now. Let me show you right now. Because people be like, oh, Zo is, Zo. Okay, here we go. Have you guys ever heard of Paula Gray? Just look, you'll see. You'll see. Paula Gray, right? How a system built on bias targeted a young black woman with disabilities. 47 years ago in 1978, a 19-year-old black woman mentally disabled, that's key, right, named Paula Gray, stood in a courtroom in defense of her so-called government-protected freedoms, already carrying burdens that should have protected her, but instead made her even more vulnerable. She was 19. She was black. She was a young woman. On top of all of that, she lived in poverty. As previously stated, she had well-documented mental disabilities that made it extremely hard for her to comprehend or deal with even ordinary, everyday social pressure, let alone the immense intensity of a police interrogation. Instead of recognizing and empathizing with her various layers of vulnerability, the justice system treated each one of her vulnerabilities as an opportunity to exploit her. Gray was accused of participating in the sexual assault and killing of 2 young people in the Ford Heights area of Illinois. The case Paula was accused and convicted of participating in was beyond horrifying, and the community wanted quick arrests. Police delivered just what the community begged for by focusing their efforts on those who had the least power to defend themselves against such an aggressive police investigation. Gray became the ideal target, a young black teenage girl, unprotected, isolated, scared, and struggling to comprehend the very questions being asked of her. Right? Needless to say, Paula was convicted of murder, rape, and even perjury. Subsequently, she was sentenced to 50 years in prison. Ultimately, she was forced to spend 9 years of her fragile life behind bars for a crime she did not commit. Her story persists as a painfully horrific reminder of how the justice system can abjectly fail people, right, at the debilitating crossroads of race, gender, disability, and poverty. The first investigation depended almost completely on a coerced but false confession that was literally out of Gray, or that was literally, forced out of Gray during a mentally grueling, hours-long interrogation. She was questioned without relevant legal representation, without a parent present, and without any accommodations. What they found was they had to go back and do the forensics. Not only was her DNA not there, but the 2 other dudes that was convicted with her, their DNA wasn't a part of it. Right? They went back and found that there was a misuse of forensic evidence. We're going to make this shit fit. This lady is mentally disabled. Nah, we need somebody we need a fall guy. They didn't give a damn that this was a black girl at the time. She was 19. She was a teenager. Look up her story. Paula Gray. Read it yourself. The whole system looked at her as if she was a monster. I'm not saying the circumstances surrounding Nick Reiner are the same. I'm not. I'm just saying, in the media, when this happened, this woman looked like a monster. The investigation was botched. She had to spend 9 years in prison. They later overturned it because they knew they had the wrong person. She did not commit the crime, nor did the 2 other brothers that were convicted with her. You can find this story at the Innocence Project. A lot of people still in jail. But on the Innocence Project, you'll see their cases that were overturned. I'm just pointing something out, and it's important. This happens all the time. How many times you guys get on Facebook and see, oh, this man just got a settlement because he was wrongfully convicted and was in jail for 20-something years, 30 years, 40 years? How often y'all see that, and how often is it black, and how often is it white? This was a heinous crime that the young man committed against his family. And if mental illness played a role, he should get justice in terms of he wasn't in his right mind. Maybe, you could plead insanity, momentary insanity. Maybe we can give him that. But if we give him that kind of grace, can similar situations that involve people of different races get the same grace? Is it me, or in the media are they handling Nick Reiner with kid gloves? Y'all tell me. I could be wrong. Am I off? B. Mills, Timothy, William. April says, love you, Zoe. Aw, man. Reppin' Richie Rich from Pasadena, man. Richie Rich used to call into the Voice of Reason all the time, man. Hassan, John Gilbreth. We appreciate it, man. He used to call in all the time, man. I love Richie Rich. Richie Rich was one of my favorite people, man. Listen, before I wrap this up, you guys give me your thoughts on today's show. Can I get your thoughts?
Why isn't the drugs more on trial? I mean, when you listen to these commercials, they spend half of their time giving you their possibilities
of what could happen.
Yeah. And then they got a bunch of B-roll of the participants looking like they're happy, jubilant, interacting with normal life.
Could call bloody stool. Could cause slow left foot. Could cause all types of shit.
Could cause suicidal thoughts.
Could cause sleep deprivation. Anything. Oh, by the way, death is possible. Like, what? Why isn't the drug Nick was given on trial?
Why isn't it? I mean, but we all know the answer to that. It's part of our whole entire infrastructure of consumption. Here's the real truth. When they expanded TV back in the 90s from 100 to 500 channels, they had to expand the people who can participate in commercials, because the way the TV was run back then, if you had 500 TV commercials, you couldn't, all those TVs couldn't be supported with the current structure. That's why hard alcohol was allowed in. That's why drugs.
Gambling is now legal. Well, kind of legal.
Well, you can advertise gambling on TV. So that's the only way that you can sustain all those channels, was to get things that weren't allowed on TV onto TV. And you can charge Clinton for that one.
Oh, and while Jake Paul is getting his jaw broke fooling us, mimicking Floyd, because Floyd will tell you, hey, listen, these exhibitions are exhibitions, and I'm laughing to the bank. Floyd will tell you that. So Jake is like, okay, fuck it then. I'm finna do what Floyd is doing, right? While we're distracted by that, The CDC officially ends hepatitis B vaccines for newborns as experts weigh in on heartbreaking decision. The recent discussion to end the universal hepatitis B vaccine for newborns stems from a CDC advisory panel influenced by figures like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., suggesting a shift towards testing pregnant mothers and only vaccinating at-risk infants. But this move is controversial, with major medical groups warning it ignores science, risks major infection spikes, and could lead to preventable liver cancer and death, as infants infected at birth have a 90% chance of chronic diseases. The science shows the vaccine is safe, effective, and drastically reduces infection, with the proposed change lacking evidence and threatening to reverse decades of progress by creating screening gaps and logistical barriers, disproportionately affecting vulnerable families. Now, hold on. You got to be on the fence. And when I say be on the fence, you got to be critical in your thought. We live in this, man, I had a man in 2020 argue me down from the most boule plateau, follow the system and whatever it says goes kind of mentality. And this was 5 years ago with the shot. I never took the shot. I took the shot. I got the Johnson & Johnson. My son got the shot. And now the backpedaling on the shot. And do you know, he ain't got shit to say. Now the shot was a vaccine.
So-called.
Right. Man, codependence on a system that has a proven track record of trying to hurt you is foolish. And I'm not saying that this administration, did the right thing or the wrong thing. I don't know. It's hard to trust the people who had the Tuskegee experiments. That isn't to say the hepatitis B vaccine isn't needed and necessary. What's the provocation? Has it demonstrated that it has protected infants? And if it has, why change it now?
Well, that's the billion-dollar question.
You see what I'm saying? But just, hey, we going in another direction now. Why? Is there a good reason? How come we didn't have like public dialogues and town hall meetings? We'll have a town hall meeting for some votes, but we won't have a town hall meeting about this damn hepatitis B vaccine.
But do you know how, I guess, hepatitis B is transferred to another human being? Do you understand the circumstances?
Tell them.
Blood transfusion.
Right.
Blood operation where you got some bad blood from somebody else.
Right.
Needles from drugs and those type of things. And basically contaminated blood that gets into your bloodstream.
Right. That's like HIV. Same thing.
So it's not very easy for hepatitis B. Now, when a mother has it, that's a whole different circumstance.
Whole different ball game.
Yeah. But how many mothers who are pregnant, and I'm sure there's testing being done, that have it, and so how many mothers don't have it?
You just had a baby, right?
I did.
She got the hepatitis B vaccine.
No, she didn't.
She didn't? They didn't give you know.
I said no.
You said no.
I said no.
There we go. Come.
Why would I give my infant child?
No, because they take that baby and they do a lot of shit when you're not there.
Take that baby from the room at all.
Good. I like that. I like that. Because oftentimes you know how they do. Yeah. That baby is in the back room somewhere, and when they come out, the baby got a part in his head, the hair is swooped down. They done took the picture, and then they give you the baby.
They did that with Jackson. They took him out of the room for the what's the thing that we all do? I can't think of the term that happens to our private section as males. What's it called?
Circumcision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Circumcision. Yeah.
So that I thought about that. You know, I was like, wow, what else could they have done?
Right.
While they took him out of the room for 5 minutes.
Right.
And that's a pretty popular.
Yeah, they're going to do that. And my thing is, isn't that religious?
Well, they tell you that we don't keep it clean and that it can cause all these other type of, diseases from contamination and et cetera, et cetera. That's what they tell us. And I mean, I don't go around asking my fellow brothers about their private areas, but I suspect that many of us were circumcised.
Man, they go right in there, snip, snip. Daddies ain't in there. What they do with the placenta? I heard that's.
We kept ours.
That's good, man.
We had a doula.
Oh, see, you wasn't even in the machine.
No, we were in Kaiser. Kaiser had a.
They got you good?
Yeah, Kaiser actually had a
Kaiser
part
sounds
on
like
their
the shit.
insurance that allowed a doula to participate in the whole procedure.
Nice.
That was Kaiser.
Now that's dope.
I can't believe it, but that was the case.
That is dope.
And so she took the placenta and then she turned it into pills that my wife ended up taking later on.
Hey!
To balance out her hormones.
Come on. Hey, man, y'all got the top tier situation going on.
But that's Kaiser. I mean, I think a lot of people have access to Kaiser, right?
Do a lot of people have access to medical insurance?
Well, if they have access to medical insurance,
you like go to Kaiser.
I hate to say it, and that's terrible on my part because I grew up thinking Kaiser wasn't that well because my mother was a nurse. Mm-hmm. But Kaiser's been really good for my 2 kids.
I love it, man. Man, I love it, man. I love it. Listen, I started the conversation. It's really up to you guys to finish it. Yeah, man. The Voice of Reason is coming on later on tonight. Don't forget, brothers. These are going out tomorrow. If you want to get yours, go to my website. Go to my website, www.mrzowhat.com. I would love to see a couple of book orders. That would be so cool if you guys could buy some books from your brother. Can we get 10 books sold? If you haven't gotten your copy of The Shrouded Lighthouse, go to my website, mrzowhat.com, and let's push to get 10 books sold. Somebody said Kaiser sucks. Ha, 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 ha. Yes, I would appreciate it if you guys go support. Also, we got 9 out of 30 here on the Super Chat. 9 out of 30. And I think we got 9 on the Cash App. So we got 18 out of 30. I wish we could have got to 30. But that's all right. I appreciate everybody who was able to support. Don't forget, tap into my show tonight. The Voice of Reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580. Man, you ain't lying, True Monger. The Shrouded Lighthouse should have been sold out a long time ago. But dick pills, just like trauma, just like everything else, is more interesting than, self-cultivation. So, again, yeah. We appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'm Zoe Williams. I'll holla at y'all a little later on. Deuces.